the Instagram story of the fireworks?
I did.
I mean, I know the video didn't do it justice.
This is the thing though.
The video didn't do it justice.
Yeah.
But it was unbelievable. So I guessed. I didn't know that it was going to be like that. But like my sister was like, I'm going to come to yours to chill. So I was like, cool. So a few years ago, randomly, me and my boy Blake, he was here for New Year's and he was really miserable. He didn't want to go out or anything. So I was like, cool. So we went up to the hill and we're just chilling. We just literally got a drink and we're just chilling and it was dead. Nobody was there. It's like 2018.
Right.
Nobody was there. No, there's some fireworks here and there, but it was dead. This year I went and it was packed.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've been to the hill. It was packed.
Yeah.
And because you've got the landscape, there was fireworks all from like Kingston, Brentford, Isleworth, Hound. Like it was just literally the whole of West London's fireworks. It looked unbelievable.
Yeah, they did something. I was so boring this New Year's. I didn't.
You should have come out. You should have.
I couldn't. I had to do like dog sitting.
Why didn't you bring the dogs?
Huh?
Why didn't you bring the dogs?
Well, I could have done that.
Yeah.
I could have done that, but no. Basically, like there were different motives.
There were so many dogs out.
Yeah. Thanks. Alright.
I'm just sending you.
Like there were loads of motives to go to, but I was like, to be fair, like my mum was on like an overnight flight, like so she couldn't be at home to look after the dogs. My brother's always at home and he already like dibs going out to a party with his missus, so there was no one at home to look after the dogs. So I, rather unselfishly, as the great child I am, offered to look after the dogs, but then they just kind of kept me. I was just basically stuck at home. So I was in my mum's house on my own.
Where's your mum's? Roughly?
It's in Oxford.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you could have told me. I could have come over, we could have chilled. But
you wouldn't have travelled. I
thought it was like your area. Oxford's quite far.
Yeah, it was in Oxford, so it was like, basically nothing was going on there. There was like there's a little community centre nearby and they were having a little party on there. I was not going to that.
Have I met any girls from Oxford? No, I met a couple of girls from Cambridge, but not Oxford. No,
so it's literally, it was a bit dead. I'm not gonna lie, I just about made it past 12 o'clock and then my mum rang me.
Yeah, we went out for late, like once the fireworks thing and then like by 1:30, my sister bounced.
You're up around that time anyway, normally. I feel like my body clock's changed.
Not anymore, not so much anymore.
Really?
Like, by like 1:30, my eyes are dragging. Even like last night by like midnight, couple nights before that.
Have you fixed your routine? Because that was the last time we spoke.
Pretty good. No, it's pretty good. It is genuinely pretty good.
Okay.
I've had like a big factory reset. And I'm on. Obviously, I haven't even showed you, but I'll show you another time. But like, there's my journal, there's my books. I've got the Start Now, Get Better Later, which you should probably borrow that. To be fair,
Get Better Later.
Yeah, you should probably borrow that.
I can kind of get the premise of the book just from the title already.
No, I mean, you get the premise of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but you know,
no, you don't.
You get the general premise of the Bible, but it's not anything that's gonna guess. Is this how you live your life?
No, I just start now and then I'll get better later, innit?
Okay.
No, I should read it. To be fair, I've been like reading a lot more fiction recently rather than I like the whole time I was reading last year was basically non-fiction and all like self-improvement stuff.
Oh, okay, fine.
But like I do think there's a place for them in the world, but I also feel like if all you do is read self-improvement books and do nothing about it,
I hate self-improvement
nothing's changing.
I'm like, when my friends see me with that, I know. When my friends see me with that, they proper laugh because I've like raged against like The Secret and like I had a massive rant about this.
Oh, you don't believe The Secret? Like...
I believe that if you need The Secret, you've already failed. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, it's that was my premise.
Yeah.
My mum read The Secret. She's a bum.
You don't believe in like the power of the universe, like giving you what you need, and like you know you ask and it gives.
If I got titties in a vagina, what the fuck am I going to believe in the universe and ask what it gives? Do you know what I'm saying? Like you know, I was trying to my sister.
You believe in astrology as well. What sign are you? Like...
what sign are you?
I'm a Libra, I do know that. No, I do know that.
It's just so funny to hear you say I'm a Libra.
I don't know.
Why is that funny?
I don't know. I grew up in a female household.
Whenever I tell a girl I'm an Aries and she goes, "Oh, Aries men," I always end up smashing her. It's always like, "Oh, stay away from Aries men."
I actually don't know to that. I don't know to that level. I don't know like what signs I'm compatible with or anything.
Neither do I.
I just know that I'm Libra.
Whenever I meet women,
but you say you're Aries.
Aries men, and then they end up shagging me. Pointless.
Well, I don't like. Yeah.
How was Christmas? Did you get anything?
Did I get anything?
I didn't get anything.
You didn't get anything for Christmas?
No.
Did you not even treat yourself?
I didn't treat myself.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I didn't. I might buy God of War Ragnarok.
Oh, mate. Oh, I haven't played it. I've basically watched the whole game on Twitch.
That's fine. That's fair.
I basically watched the whole game.
That's fair because Luke watched me play it and the story's so good.
It's like, to be fair, those kind of games I could. No, like in drips and drabs.
Okay,
like,
but I'm saying, have you finished it?
I know what's gonna happen at the end. Yeah.
With the boy.
With yeah. Do
you know his name?
What?
Don't say it.
Yeah, well,
do you know his name?
I know his name from what he's called him.
Okay, no, you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen the proper end of it yet.
Forget it then. No. I didn't spoil it for you. Don't say you've seen it if you ain't seen it.
No, but I know what happens in terms of.
No.
I don't want to spoil it because there's people that might not have played it yet. Like, I was gonna have a full-on conversation and
no, but if you're telling me you don't know what his name, do you know about the mum?
No, okay, so I haven't. Look, basically, I got to the scene.
So you ain't got to it. You ain't finished it yet.
You know the board at the end that opens up? Which one are we talking about? 1 or 2?
What are you? I'm talking about the 2018 one.
That's not Ragnarok.
No, you doofus. I said I was going to treat myself to Ragnarok. So I've played the 2018 one. So I'm talking about the 2018 one.
This is it.
So wait, have you? Because you said to me before you've got the 2018 game.
I was about to spoil Ragnarok.
I would have punched you up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm mad, bro.
I was about to spoil Ragnarok.
You said.
Yeah, no. Okay.
You've got the 2018 game.
Rewind.
No. There's not a misunderstanding. You're being dumb.
No.
You've got the 2018 game, correct?
Yeah.
And you haven't even played it yet, correct?
I'm halfway through.
So that's what I'm thinking. Why would you watch Ragnarok on Twitch if you haven't finished playing the 2018 game? So none of it's gonna make any sense.
Yeah, but I know Ragnarok now and how that ends. Yeah, I don't know. I
stand people like you.
No, I know. You can't stand. That's why you thought to start a podcast with this guy. Anyway.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, but anyway, I haven't finished the first game. I was like, where am I at now? I'm at the bit where like, what's his name? You know the brother that doesn't die. He's got the curse where like he's just immortal.
Modi.
I can't remember.
The skinny guy.
Yeah.
No, it's not Modi. It's
He drags you into
Balder.
Yeah, he drags you into Niflheim, and then you got to go back up.
No, he drags you to Helheim.
Helheim, yeah. And basically just travelling back out of Helheim at the moment, and then you have to go back to that kind of like stone room at the bottom of to like transport you somewhere else. And like that's that. I'm at that bit, but I haven't touched it in ages to be fair.
You know who his mum is?
No, oh wait, his mum. Yeah.
Cool.
I know who that is. Yeah. I thought you were saying about the little boy's mum.
No. You found out that too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, like it is a sick game though.
So good. But
I'm surprised I never finished it like.
So Ragnarok, I might treat myself to that.
Yeah.
That would be the present. But that I know that will keep me up all night.
Oh no, but if you could only get one game, are you not going to wait for Hogwarts Legacy? I know that makes me sound so nerdy, but...
No, because I've been waiting... No. Hogwarts Legacy's lost me, because I've waited like 2 years for this game, and they keep pushing it back. At least God of War is here.
It's Feb 10th. That's
God of War is here. I don't trust these, man. They've been talking about Hogwarts Legacy for time, and all I see is endless... Here's what you can... Yes, I like Harry Potter. Yes, I like Harry Potter, bro. Fuck off, you pussy, alright? I see you judging me, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, but that Hogwarts... I'll cut my nan to buy me it. I'll get someone else to buy me it.
No, that game, literally, I'm waiting for that.
But while I'm in a good routine, I don't want to be up at night playing God of War. So it have to be like on like a Sunday when there's no football.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's why I haven't been playing as much, because I feel like as soon as I get... this is like one of my bad habits. Like as soon as I start playing games, I think it derails my whole day. Yeah. Like... I need to get the things I need to get done first.
You don't play games with us.
Huh?
You don't play games with us.
Because you play at like 11 o'clock at night and that ruins my bedtime.
When's the optimal time to invite you to play video games?
Oh, I'd say like 8, 9 evening, somewhere around there.
Alright, cool.
Because then like, I'd probably play until like 11. I'm really trying to sort my fucking routine out because my routine is dreadful. Like, I need structure. Yeah. Like, at the moment, I haven't even started time stamping my day. Like, I'll get the things I need to do, but I don't set times because I'm so bad at like...
Sticking to it.
Yeah, because I would be like, gym between this hour and this hour, and I might be there longer, or like, I might not leave at the time I said I would because the task before took long. And
that's like every time you come into my house, you're like,
I'll be there too, and I'll be there. But my mates will tell you, that I'm always late. I try not to be, but I am.
I thought you were organised.
I'm always late for like... Yeah, I don't know. Just motives and things. Yeah, I'm on time for that. I'm never late for that.
I'm actually quite organised in terms of motives and stuff like that.
Well,
like,
you're always there.
I'll tell you like I'm getting on this train.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah. To be fair.
Do you know what I found out as well? Do you know I come to your house to watch the England game?
What have you found out? Yeah.
And I was cussing about the service. The whole way.
Yeah.
I hadn't paid my phone bill.
So you were mugging off.
That's what I was so confused.
Yeah, you just.
So I was, bro, because I was playing in my headphones. I was playing the Spotify playlist I have saved.
Yeah.
So I assumed I had service, and then later on, once I got off the train, I was like, bro, why have I got no service?
To be fair, it's believable that you didn't have service though, because like I barely get service in my area.
That was so. And then
like...
when I got home, I was like, wait. I got off the train in Richmond. I was like,
apologise. You didn't even. Yeah.
I forgot, man. I forgot, bro.
Anyway, to go back to your original question, what did I get for Christmas? I've got a load of like self-care stuff, like as in, I got some face masks, got some bath like bombs. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing, bro? Like, I got to look after this skin, do you know what I mean? There's a lot of it.
I got a couple face masks.
Yeah, so why are you laughing then?
It's just funny, isn't it?
Why is it funny? What, a grown man looks after his skin is fucking hilarious.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, anyway. I've got that, I've got some clothes for the gym. And then I've got a book, The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. I've been wanting to read that for a long time.
Yeah,
so
I read it. I thought you said no more self-help books.
No, not no more. I'm just saying at the moment I'm reading a lot of fiction. So I read through the whole.
He's got a book after that as well. I've got that as well.
Yeah, so I read through like the whole of the Darren Shan saga, and I'm just starting back where I left off. Like I was rereading Harry Potter, and like I got to book 4 during COVID. Yeah. Finished that, and then just stopped because 5 is fucking massive. It's like 800 pages, and I was like, oh, that's a chore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now I've started that, so I'm reading that at the moment, and then I'll
just finished the first Harry Potter again.
The first one?
Yeah. Have you seen my bookmark?
No.
It's like
is
personalised.
It's personal.
It's so sick. It's the best thing I've ever bought myself.
It's a Harry Potter personalised.
No. It's not Harry Potter themed. It's just a bookmark with my initials on it.
Why is that the best thing?
I don't know. I love
something that's precious.
I love stuff with my initials on it.
To be fair, like
I don't know why.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you off the cuff here. Yeah. What's the best present you've ever received?
My iPad.
Your iPad?
Yeah, my nan bought me that iPad. Like, that's the first ever iPad from like 2011 when they first come out.
Yeah,
and it's still going.
Yeah,
the battery power lasts ages. It's sick, but the software is a little bit slower. But it is there's some things like with like Adobe and stuff I can't download because the software is not up to date. But that it's the best.
But like, what is it like? Enabled you to do lots of things.
The most versatile thing, like when I was going through tough times and I didn't have a phone, I had a phone app.
Oh, and that was enough.
I used to do my CV. I used to do my CV on there and apply for jobs on there. I used to do everything. I even started like before I had a MacBook, I was starting my business off the iPad.
Yeah.
Everything, design websites on there, like the amount of stuff I've done, and it's cheap for what it is. You buy a brand new MacBook, you're looking at 2 bags. Do you know what I'm saying? This like 3 bills. 3 or 4 bills. Do you know what I mean? The new ones might be a little bit more expensive, but at the time it was like £300.
I was thinking the other day though, like iPads
are so good.
They are good, but I was also thinking like if you could purchase a laptop and you could purchase a phone, like it is an in between, but like why do you need the in between?
Depends what you do.
Like, because laptops are designed to also be things to like you can take around and go wherever you want to go.
It depends what you're doing, right? So like if I've got a few friends that are like designers and different things like that, where like the iPad is perfect for them to do their work.
Oh, like if you're doing drawing, like digital drawings and stuff, I can see how. And then
if you've got a proper computer at home, like a proper big one, then you might not spend £2 on a laptop. You might just take the iPad with you.
Yeah, that's fair. Because I just like the only reason I'm saying that is because I have an iPad, but I mainly use it to watch videos. It's basically content consumption.
It's all content stuff.
Yeah, like so I just.
But it's still sick. Like content, notes, business plans. Even when I was working in the city, I used to go to take the little iPads to see clients. You could do like you could hook up to a projector and do all like slideshows and that kind of stuff. It's sick.
Yeah, because
for the price.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a quarter of the price of a laptop. The only thing you can't do on that, over 10 years.
Yeah.
The only thing you can't do on that is type. And even then, on the new ones, you can plug in.
You can get that keyboard, can't you? But that's fucking expensive on its own.
Exactly.
That's like £300. No, the only reason I asked is because that bookmark like present that you suggested, like it reminded me, like my favourite present that I've ever received is like a music pillow, and the reason why is just because I always used to fall asleep with headphones in. I've just got a really bad habit of like listening to stuff
I
before
watch
bed.
stuff on my iPad, yeah.
Yeah, so like the music pillow was just a way that like I'd hook my phone up, it would still charge, and I could hear the music like, but also go to sleep. And it was just like one of my favourite presents because it was so practical.
What do you listen to sleep?
To be fair, like at the time I was just listening to a lot of music because I never used to.
Listen to music to sleep.
No, but I never used to listen to a lot of music at all. I wasn't training that much at this time, so I wasn't really listening to music then. I wasn't driving that much because I was working from home.
You didn't just listen to music just at home?
Not really, like because
I love music, bro.
Because
I listen music to cook. I listen to music to
but I needed to like when I was living at home with my mum and that, like I wouldn't really be banging music like blaring out downstairs while I'm cooking, and then like during the day, like when I'm focused on my job at the time when I was working.
Is your mum into music?
She likes music, but I wouldn't say.
See, my parents are young, so my parents are into.
You saying my mum's old?
I don't know how old your mum. I'm just saying. My parents are largely into the same music that we're into. Yeah. So if I'm at my dad's house and my mum's house and I'm blaring garage, I'm blaring R&B, they'll normally be blaring the same music that I'm blaring. So it's sick in that sense. It's sick, like, because the music's just.
Yeah, but like, so I wouldn't listen to music. So like, the only time I'd listen is right before bed.
That's crazy.
But that was it. But now it's different. Like, I'm in the gym all the time. I'm driving a lot more. So like, I listen to music all the time.
What do you listen to gym?
Oh, it always changes. Like sometimes I need like rock, like just something heavy rock wise. Yeah. Then other times I'll listen to like drum and bass or rap. But like
I can't listen to rap music to gym. I know
sometimes
loads of my friends listen to rap music to gym, but rap music doesn't motivate me to gym.
No, I need to be fair, like more like rave music actually. I feel like that helps me the most.
Rave music sick, or like rock music I listen to a lot.
Yeah, like that. Not like trance. I don't listen to like trance, but like
I don't even.
Yeah, like proper like rave music, and then. More recently, actually, like it came on shuffle the other day, like an emotional song, and sometimes I don't know what it is. It just kind of it's like a slow song. I can't remember the exact name of it. I'll have to tell you.
The only thing that's like slow.
I know it doesn't motivate, but
no, it's not just that. It's like the music in the gym is always so loud. I need something to drown out the music in the gym. So that's why rock music is sick, because if I'm listening to like a slower, more slow build-up song, it doesn't. Yeah. I listen to like rock when I'm gymming, and then I have a classical playlist that I listen to for my walk back from the gym.
You have classical. You listen to classical music.
Why does this surprise you?
I just don't like. You don't strike me as the kind of guy to listen to classical music.
What kind of guy doesn't? We're gonna address Dom's racism.
No, it's not racism. No.
What kind of guy listens to classical music?
But I've spoken to you so much, and you've never like with how much I know you. I just never classical just doesn't.
I've definitely mentioned it to you before as well. No. 100%.
Like, is it like the proper like violins and you've got the whole...
Yeah, I listen to like Claire de Lune by Claude Debussy. And... Why are you laughing?
Just because I just don't see you doing that. Like, every time you've shown me your music and like what you create, and like when you have a conversation with the man them on PlayStation, like you always talk rap.
Yeah, but that's
so I've never heard you talk about like Mozart or like, you know, any of that.
I don't really like Mozart.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, that was a...
Vivaldi, Debussy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But Hans Zimmer, you like Hans Zimmer?
Yeah, of course, but that's movie
mainstream.
Scores. That's movie scores.
Yeah.
I want to see him live. I'm on a waiting list. I told you, I'm on a waiting list. He's coming this year. So I checked. There were no shows for Hans Zimmer in London last year.
Yeah.
I'm on the waiting list, so it will let me know when he's coming this year. We can go see him.
As in, is that an invite?
Well, you said you want to go see him. I want to go see him.
I would, yeah, I know. But I was shocked.
Fuck you then.
No, I was shocked that you said we could. You didn't even know that I liked Hans Zimmer. You weren't going to invite me until I brought it up now.
Ludovico Einaudi.
Yeah.
Ludovico Einaudi?
No, I don't know.
Okay, fair enough.
Sorry, I just kind of threw me off guard a little bit.
No, I find it really. That's why you should spend time with me, obviously. Do you know what I mean? But I find it really soothing, especially with this kind of weather. Christmassy, when I'm walking back along the riverside and there's lights, it's super soothing and relaxing, and it's the opposite of that real intense gym music.
I wouldn't listen to classical in the gym, but like there is music that's kind of just like it sparks like more of an emotional, like a sad emotional, but that kind of sometimes triggers me like in the right way to motivate my lift. So that like occasionally
crying that was mad.
Yeah, well, I was just tearing up in the mirror, but I just, you know,
I'll send you my classical playlist. I'll send you my classical playlist.
Yeah, alright, you do that. I'll listen to it. I'll see. I might like it. I to be honest, it didn't strike me as a you thing, but I don't really.
Everyone that I know knows that I love classical music. Everybody.
Except me.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me.
I talk about it fairly.
You really don't.
You don't listen.
Yeah, it's okay.
You don't listen.
It's fine. Do you know what?
We've established that I'm Dom's girlfriend anyway.
No,
do you know what I mean? That's what we've established. Well, boyfriend. We've established that. I don't know why I took that. I don't know why I took that gender role right there. But yeah,
you were the female in the relationship. I don't know. No,
you were gonna take it there. And
actually, I think. Well, no, I was just gonna say, like, if people watch this podcast, they'd probably think that I'm the more feminine one than you. Like, you asked me at the beginning of this podcast, what's your star sign? I knew it straight away. Anyway, I do think that we have that kind of, I was about to say relationship, that friendship, where it does come across a bit like it's almost a relate, but it's not. Like, you don't do the normal friend thing, like
What normal friend thing?
Like the normal friend thing, and like, say if I say I was gonna do something, normally you would just ask like, oh, like how'd it go? You completely blank it, you ignore it. You're just like, well.
It's not ignoring it.
Look, watch how he squirms out of this one. Yeah.
I have high standards for you.
Yeah, high standards for me.
I have high standards.
You just
for you.
expect it. Okay, no.
When you told me you were doing the level 2, I'm not even gonna gas. I've done the level 2.
Yeah.
It's so easy, and you're very, very bright. Like I did it in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Did
like.
you do it in person though? The in-person course.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm not doing it.
Okay, cool.
It's the online one.
Yeah. So I had no. I was like, cool, safe. That like in my head, that will be done then. Safe. It's not like certain people like. If I know you're a really good driver and you're going for a driving test, I'll be like, okay, cool, 10 minutes done. The driving test is easy. I know you're gonna pass it. It's not.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I ask you about the bigger stuff. Like I was talking to you about the role at the gym or passing you clients or do you know what I mean? So I'm giving this guy actual paying clients, and he's like, you didn't ask about my examination. I'm giving you paying clients. I'm giving you money.
Yeah. No, to be fair, you do that side.
I'm supporting that's like what clients have you passed me for my business?
Huh? I could have been a previous client of yours.
You should have got me into Adobe.
Yeah.
Didn't rate me.
I wouldn't say I didn't rate you.
You have to.
I wasn't looking.
We all saw it.
I just didn't want to offer you a job that was clearly below your standards. I knew you could. I knew you could soar higher.
Everybody tries to take what I say and spin it. Everyone tries to just let it rip. Beyblade settings, man. You know what I'm saying? I was looking out for you, and I just thought you didn't want to be tied down to a corporate. Are you into anime?
Huh? I love anime.
Okay.
Why? What, you thought I didn't know what Beyblade was? Is that like your racism coming out?
We were having a conversation the other day. We're not even going to go into it now. We're going to move on. But we were having a conversation on PlayStation the other day about what is the best anime to introduce someone to.
Okay, so
but
you watch
anime? No, I was going to say I'm not big into anime. I watched the bait animes, the Western animes. So I watched like Dragon Ball Z, Beyblade, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. But I'm not deep into. I enjoy them, but I just haven't got deep into it like that. Like my brother, doesn't have Netflix or anything. He's just got Crunchyroll. He just watches
just
anime. That's his thing.
I'm actually shocked at like how many people, because I went to see an anime film in the gym. It was like in the gym. Fuck me, in the cinema. I go sit on the leg press and I put the phone up in front of me. No, I went to watch an anime film at the cinema. And I was shocked at how busy it was. Like I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I thought it would just be like the common.
Was it a Studio Ghibli movie?
No, it wasn't a Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, because I watched
they're very popular.
I watched Studio Ghibli films and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of like
Spirited Away. That's loads of people have seen that. I haven't actually seen that, and that's the one everybody recommends me. But like, I was just shocked at how popular anime is in general. Because like even when I used to like go on the train to work in London and that, like I'd see people actually watching anime and stuff, and I was just like, oh, like grown ass men do like anime, because I thought it was just me. Like,
there's all my boys watch anime.
Yeah,
I love it, but it's just some of the shows are very deep and very intense. It takes a really long time to get into.
So that's what kind of shocked me about anime, because like the stories are actually like they're quite intelligent and like there's a lot to it. There's not like, you know how you always say about how The Wire has like multiple storylines and stuff like that.
Super dense,
It's similar with certain anime as well, and it's like. Some of the characters, they all stand for like different meaning. Like I'm just thinking of Naruto specifically. Yeah. Like it's one of the most popular ones. It is a long.
That's what I like. I like those shows that have that depth. Like even like in Netflix, like Daredevil. Have you seen Daredevil?
I have the one with what's his name, Charlie
Cox.
Yeah, I haven't watched it now.
Nice, it's sick. But like the way it's not just like an MCU movie where it's like good versus bad. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got a point. The bad guy's got a point. They're two opposing forces. It's almost like Dark Knight where they push each other to be exactly what they don't want themselves to be. It's really good. It's really intense. But like that's what I enjoy. I can't watch this fucking Love Island bullshit and all this other stuff. Like I honestly,
surface level shit.
It made me want to kill myself.
Your brain,
It's like talking to women too much. It made me want to kill myself.
I just want to leave that there because.
So Andrew Tate.
Actually, before we go on to Andrew Tate, I was actually gonna say, do you watch superhero movies? Do you actually like superhero movies?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say at some point we should probably discuss how like Marvel's. I feel like they're declining.
They're declining horrible.
This like phase after the Thanos snap and they resolved that.
Have you been watching the YouTube channels I suggested to you?
I've been watching a few of them, yeah.
Because there's a video called Marvel's Post Thanos Problem.
Yeah. Well,
did you watch that video?
So I haven't watched that one, cool, but it's on my watch. I have put it on my watch later.
Okay, I knew it.
To be fair, I've been watching a lot of the Joker psychology videos, which are really interesting.
So good.
And I also watched the Voldemort psychology one as well.
So good.
The psychology ones are actually really interesting. Like,
you watch Cinema Therapy?
No, I was watching Wisecrack a lot of those ones. But
Cinema Therapy, they do psychology of a hero and psychology of a villain.
Yeah,
it's really, really good.
Yeah,
really and they attach certain characters, heroes and villains with certain mental health issues.
Yeah.
So it's really, really interesting to look at.
Yeah, it was just the one bad day element of the Joker. That was like.
That's Alan Moore. I mean, Alan Moore's just a freak of a writer.
Yeah, it was just like that kind of like, I never looked at I always looked at it very like surface level, just kind of took the Joker for, but like to see when I was watching that video to kind of see the perspective, because they go back into all the comics and stuff, they go to his origin stories and cross-reference them all, so anyway, we should probably speak about Marvel at some point because
we'll put it on the list for sure. I mean, one of my favourite movies of all time is Watchmen.
I haven't watched that, but people recommend.
We'll watch it together. It's so good. It has to be the director's cut.
Okay.
Which is about 3.5 hours.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
We can watch it in the. We used to have ADHD, so we'd watch it in like episodes.
You
couldn't sit for 3 hours and watch a movie, so we'd have to watch like hour episodes.
To be fair, that's how like Sherlock was done. Like, you know, the Sherlock series, it was like 3 episodes per season, but they were like an hour. They're all feature length, basically.
Yeah, that show had a horrible decline as well.
Yeah. But anyway, now you want to talk about Andrew Tate. Like,
that's your boy. You started yourself
my boy, exactly.
Your twin.
I haven't got a choice.
So, what colour's your Bugatti?
Yeah. Did you hear that? Apparently, like, kids have been asking teachers in school.
That's so funny.
Like that. To be fair, that made me laugh.
That's very funny.
That is funny. Like hearing that they.
We spoke about Andrew Tate before on the podcast.
Yeah.
And we both said kind of similar stuff where he's just a guy, and the internet has this way of taking somebody who is just a person, and fandom has this way of taking somebody who's just a person, whether it's a singer, actor, celebrity, whoever, and making them larger than life, crazy. Do you know what I mean? Even like X is a good level of celebrity where he's not super well known, but he's well.
D-list ones or something.
You call him a D-list celebrity.
I would never.
Call him a D-list celebrity.
Unbelievable. X, check your friends.
But going out with him, like if you're in a certain environment in the area that he's from, he's very well known.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's crazy. But he's a good level of celebrity.
Yeah.
I think above that, people do really deify certain people.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw with Andrew Tate. I've seen it with Kim Kardashian, I've seen it with Andrew Tate. A lot of my issues, I don't know Andrew Tate personally, obviously. I don't know what the situation is with his legal stuff or whatever. But I saw a comment, when he got arrested for this people trafficking thing, I saw a comment on a YouTube video which was really disturbing to me. And the comment said, I don't care if he's guilty or not. At the end of the day, he's helped me with a lot in my life. And that's all I need from him. And I thought, that's super fucking dangerous.
What that?
If he was trafficking underage women, that's a dangerous logic to take. That if somebody has motivated me in my life and made me feel good, it doesn't really matter what other bad stuff. I'm not saying Andrew Tate's guilty, we don't know. What other bad stuff this person has done because they make me feel okay. I think that's a super dangerous thought process to have.
It is. You're just basically ignoring anything outside of like you've basically put them on a pedestal, and anything that anybody says or evidence that comes to light that shows that they could be someone that they haven't shown you, you're just ignoring it. You're just
this is why I like this is why I love about I don't want to go too deep into philosophy and psychology because most people are bums and they'll switch off, but this is the thing about like some of the stuff that we were talking about with the comic books and some of their characters and stuff is what is right, what is wrong, and how a lot of the bad guys feel like they are the good guys in their story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They don't see themselves as the bad guy. They see themselves as the good guy. And I do have a conspiracy theory about Andrew Tate, but I'll let you react to him being arrested. What thoughts?
First of all, I don't think it's that big of a surprise that he has been arrested because he said I've heard him on podcasts say I've committed multiple felonies. He said on there that he went. Like, he hasn't got any assets, like houses and mansions and whatnot in the UK, because, like, then if you've got those assets, they can take things from you. They're not necessarily... He was talking about, like, ownership of stuff. He's like, do you really own it? So he was talking about why he chooses to live in Romania. That's his base of operations, to avoid the law, essentially, and not and keep a lot of himself liquid in the sense that he can move and go to and from places without too much struggle.
Which a lot of rich people do.
But like, if you're going on podcasts and you're explaining your decisions in life to live in Romania, to avoid the law, and then shout out, I've committed multiple felonies, like, you put a target on your back. Like,
one of the things he said that I didn't like, because obviously he says some stuff that I just think, some of the stuff he says I think is pretty obvious. And I think we see this generationally, is that some information is repackaged and resold, right? So let's say, for example, you have Hollywood actors. Every generation has their Hollywood actor who's the pretty boy turned bad boy. Do you know what I mean? You might have James Dean in the 60s, maybe someone else in the 80s, someone else in the 90s, someone else in the 2000s, and it's the same character regurgitated, right? So, and this is what a lot of people do. Most of us don't come up with new information. We're covering Andrew Tate. Every other podcast covering Andrew Tate. It's not new information that we're gathering, but I think that he's more of a character. Do you know what I mean? And so some stuff he says, I'm like, ha, that was funny. Some stuff he says, I'm like, ha, that was a dickhead thing to say. It's just he's a person, and that's just people. But the one thing he did say that's kind of disturbing is he was like, I live in Romania because it's a lot harder to get prosecuted for rape. And then he said, Did he
actually say that?
Yes. And he said, not. And then he said, I'm not saying I would rape anyone. I'm just saying I like living in a country with freedoms where you can do what you want. And I thought, I like living in a country with freedoms where I can do what I want too. I'm not sure I would have picked that as an example.
I think
that example was a bit over the top.
It's almost like he let something slip.
I don't know about let something slip, but I mean, some of my friends are religious. We talk about morality. We talk about all this different stuff all the time. They're religious. I'm an atheist, and they say, "Oh, well, where'd you get your morality from?" And I said, "Well, my within myself. If it was legal for me to rape people, I still wouldn't do it. I don't need God or the law to tell me not to do something to not do it. Now, there's some stuff that's illegal that I may well do. Do you know what I'm saying? If it was totally legal, but that thing isn't one of them.
Yeah, rape just seems to be. Yeah, I saw a thing on another podcast. Like, there was actually a tweet like back in October.
Yeah.
Someone who allegedly works in law enforcement that predicted him going to prison late 2022 and early 2023.
Yeah.
And they talked about it. I think it was on Fresh and Fit. And the guy on there, I know, but like the guy on there did actually work in law enforcement. And
in Myron?
Yeah, apparently he worked in law enforcement.
I struggle to believe that, but carry on.
You don't think he did?
I struggle to believe anything they say.
Okay, but like, so they were talking about the incident. I don't know if this is what you got arrested for. I actually don't, like, because it's alleged human trafficking.
Yeah.
But apparently, they were talking about how a girl was at she was with Tristan Tate, essentially, and she was in their apartment, and obviously she was cheating on her boyfriend. Like, stuff was obviously going on, but she didn't. His like thought of what was going on was that she didn't want to admit the truth, so she's said that she was kidnapped and basically raped. But apparently there was footage of her leaving their apartment and returning with pizza. So it's like. Obviously we don't know the facts. We don't know if he's guilty of what he's accused of. But like, is it not weird that a girl's gone out of the apartment, gone out of the premises? If she was kidnapped and you were really in danger and you've been let free, why would you go get yourself food and come back?
Yeah,
but then to be fair,
some women are assholes.
Yeah, well, this is if that's true, I don't know. I'm just from information I've gathered from listening to various things, is that if that's true, then I would be more inclined to believe that they're not guilty of anything they've been. But you don't know, because like he could have said, "Go out, bring the people. Like, we've got power. Like, you ain't going anywhere else. We'll find you."
You're saying that on its own doesn't prove that what she said isn't true.
Exactly. So I'm. From on the surface, it looks like her going out, coming back.
Because they've had this before, where somebody said there was a video of him slapping a girl. And the girl come out and said, "Oh, we play like that in the bedroom. It's not that deep." Do you know what I mean? And there tends to be this. I think for me, my conspiracy theory, like I said before, is that I wouldn't put it beyond them to do it to themselves for a start. And I think we don't know the details of how they make their money, right? We heard that there's like girls involved, webcam companies, etc., etc., etc. I've been involved in that industry. I know they make good money, etc., etc. The sex industry and the people trafficking industry are intermittently linked. They are. I'm not necessarily saying about Tate individually. But I'm just saying those two places where there's money, where the women are a commodity and you can make money, there will always be people that are going to kidnap and force women to be in this line of work. So that can happen. Whether it's them individually, tangentially, or not at all, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? To me, they're just guys. At the moment, all I know is that they're guys, make good money, living life, doing content. All of that, I have no problem with. I have no interest.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they want to say, if they can have their own opinion, that's fine. If there's something illegal going on, especially with regards to forcing women into sex work or trafficking underage women, then that's instant red card.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not gonna, you know, there's no discussing. I know man's go to jail for selling drugs or whatever, and I'm like, do you know what I'm saying? I know selling drugs is technically illegal, but it's not really something, you know what I mean? Blah, blah, we can have these conversations. But if that stuff there's no conversation to be had, as far as I'm concerned. I hate women.
Yeah. As it is, like, without anything being confirmed, there's some stuff that Andrew Tate said that I don't disagree with. I would agree with it. Like, you know, when he talks about how men find young, attractive women who haven't had a lot of sex with, like, multiple men attractive, I don't think that's out there, is it? Like, it's probably quite a common opinion.
But again, it's packaged for a new generation. Yeah. He's packed. The second part of my conspiracy is that they might have done it to themselves because everyone's talking about them, ourselves included. Yeah. Not that we have a big reach.
No, I know, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the second part of my conspiracy theory is that they are just, because I don't know how they make the money or whatever, but they're just social media influencers. And it's just that there used to be guys that rapped who were from the streets, and then there's a whole generation of guys that rap that aren't from the streets, but they play the character.
Yeah.
And these guys may not be the mafia linked drug dealer gang. They may not be that, but they can pretend that they are. Whether the money they're making is legal or illegal, they can start to move towards making legal money because there will be books that come out about these guys. There will be endless podcasts that want to have them on. There will be. Do you mean? So if think about a guy who starts rapping and builds an entire rap persona, and then think about a guy who does exactly the same thing, just in the world of social media.
So you think that?
I think it's possible.
You think it's possible that this whole thing could be fake to sort of build publicity and
imagine me and you. I don't know how they got their initial capital, but imagine I win the lottery.
Yeah.
I win 1.5 million, not loads. Me and you we go to Dubai. Okay. Yeah, and we pay for podcasts. We start going on all these different podcasts, all this kind of stuff. We've got cars. We start coming up social media. You know how it is, right?
Yeah.
Cool. We've got loads of girls around us, whatever. We've got pictures of me and you starting out in the gym, pictures of us here starting out the podcast in a small flat, pictures of us at football, etc. We can build the story from point A to point B however we want. We can say, listen, I went to Dom and I told him, quit your job, let's start a business, let's start this, let's start that. 2 years later, we're millionaires, job done. Do you know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And I can tell people I made this money however I want, especially if it's not true. I can tell people whatever. I can tell people, listen, back in London, we used to sell drugs, and you know what I mean? We hit 2.5 mil. We came out here because there's no drug laws out here. We can make up the point A to point B story however we want.
It's kind of
we can manipulate as much as we want. Then I could be in Dubai and say, go to Nic's apartment. There's cocaine in there. The police come. Happen to be on Instagram Live. Everything gets clicked. It's perfectly safe because there's no drugs here, and we can. I'm not saying that's definitely what happened, but it's just a little in the back of my mind. I think. How much of anybody's story is what they tell you that their story is?
Well, that was what was going through my head, because there's loads of people who are in positions where they are influencing people's lives, and they could inflate or they could have got like a lucky break, like maybe they got a massive injection from like a cash injection and that really helped them, but they could sell the story that, oh well, I've always grown up being a bum, but I believed in myself, I did this, that, the other, and
just
then
that, you know Charlie Sloth's vodka company, AU Vodka. Do you know who the owner is?
No.
So fucking random. Do you remember the ball boy at Swansea that Hazard kicked?
Yeah.
That's him.
He owns.
He
owns.
Yeah.
His
dad was already rich.
Oh, okay. I was going to say,
his dad was already rich, but in fair play to him, their companies, like he built the company himself with money from his dad.
Yeah.
But to your point, that's the same guy.
Yeah.
The ball boy.
Which is just, it's kind of mad because like anything could happen that you get like a lucky break, but you can completely
or not a lucky break.
Or not.
50 Cent's whole 50 Cent's one of my favorite rappers. His whole branding early on is I was shot 9 times. That on its own isn't luck. That's bad. But he can spin that to be a positive for him. If you read the book 48 Laws of Power, definitely read that book. It's about how you can take weaknesses and spin them to be positives in your worldview. So rather than, if he gets caught, let's say he was saying some stuff on some podcast that was outrageous before he was big, rather than walk it back and say, guys, I apologise, no, I'm going to build this as my brand. Yeah. I'm going to go forwards with it. Do you know what I mean? 50 Cent's an arsehole on Instagram to everybody, but he never apologises because everyone knows he's like that. That's been his image, and that's his persona from the beginning. Yeah. So 50 can say stuff about women getting old or looking ugly or being past it that other people couldn't say. Yeah. Because 50 showed a meme about Meg Thee Stallion lying, and then it got found out in court that she was telling the truth. 50 will not apologise for that because he's always been that way. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So if you insulate yourself with being, this is who I am, and you kind of, same thing I said to you about this podcast. I'll start out like an arsehole, so I never have to not be an arsehole in the future. Yeah. If anything, I act like more of an arsehole than I actually am. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know about that. No, but I
tried. What can you do?
I don't know.
But it's just, like I say, it's just a conspiracy theory that I have. But I wouldn't be, because of the world of social media and how it is, it wouldn't surprise me.
To be fair, now that you mentioned it, I'm just trying to think of
people even say about Mark Goldbridge. People say Mark Goldbridge was never a United fan. He was actually a Nottingham Forest fan.
Yeah, he gets cussed about that all the time.
But so at some point, and obviously I'm just talking about someone who can turn on a camera on the internet and build an image from scratch.
Well, the thing with Mark Goldbridge, he doesn't actually have pictures of him when he's younger with United tops, but that could just be
there's pictures of me in Newcastle tops.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think I had a Chelsea top when I was younger because my cousins all supported Chelsea. I don't worry. It's better than Tottenham shirt. Isn't it? Anyway, so I was just gonna say, just because you have a picture of you as something, when you're younger, it doesn't necessarily, like you're saying, the truth that you know is the picture at the beginning and what it is now. Anything in the middle can just be spun.
I got a picture of myself with a slash down the side of my face, from some madness, but nobody knows where that slash comes from.
Yeah, you could have hit your head on a
I can invent whatever story I want for the sake of that picture. If I want to go out and rap and go, I was in the streets and I was doing this and I was doing that, and people go, you were in the street, go, look at this fucking pictures of me, I got slashed and blah blah. Do you mean you can really create whatever you want to create from positions of power and from positions of weakness. Yeah. And so regardless, their marketing and their branding stuff is insanely good. Yeah, well, insanely good. Yeah, insanely good.
Even with the social, because you had a similar conspiracy with the social media blackout thing, where they were they took him off
100%
everything, and it's as soon as that happened, everybody was speaking about him.
Listen, back in the day in America, there was old black guys that used to be this is just after slavery, and they used to go around preaching they were all about the building of upstanding black communities, and they weren't. They were drug dealers, and what they used to say is one day, because I'm telling you all this kind of stuff, the powers that be, are going to come for me. They're going to come for me. They're going to take me away. And when the police eventually found out they were big drug dealers and took them away, the black people started defending them because they were like, no. They told us you were going to come and take them away. Yeah. So if you know that they're closing in on your whatever it is that you're doing, you can get ahead of it because it's court of public opinion. Do you know what I mean? You can go, right, I know what I'm going to do. I'll start telling people the Matrix is after me. They're going to close me down. They're going to blah, 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? Because I even see a screenshot of Andrew Tate at a hotel in Dubai, and there's a steward there, and he's got on high vis, and on the back of the high vis it says Matrix, and somebody's posted it saying, and they're being serious, they're not joking. Yeah. Somebody has posted it saying, the Matrix was watching him all along, he knew, blah, 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 blah. They're at the Matrix Sports Centre. It's the name of the sports centre that they're at. This isn't...
Yeah, but that's where, I think there's sort of... That's when their fan base is a bit delusional in the sense that they're choosing what to believe. 100%. They're not researching the facts. They're just kind of I told you. He told me that the Matrix was going to come get him. He said this would happen, and it's true. It's happening. It's mate, have you just done a basic search? Just gone to Google and just fucking checked out. Checked his location on the image or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't know. I think. With Tate, I do think because I didn't really know when he was a successful kickboxer. I didn't really know about him, but now he's just kind of blown up to this character that everybody's
exactly. He's he got the social media character not first, not in terms of timeline of his life, but in terms of timeline of how we know him. He's got the social media character first, and then he tells you about all the wins after, similar to like Gary Vee. Remember, nowadays people don't take Gary Vee super seriously, but they did a few years ago, and Gary Vee popped up as this super successful businessman, and no one had ever heard of him, and then he would tell you all about the wine company that he started, and blah, 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 blah.
Even that, he was saying that lives were spun, though. He was saying that people were writing about it. Okay,
that's the point I'm trying to make. Like, do you know what I mean? So once you get that perceived success, because none of us knew, he was not known in the wine world, do you know what I mean? But once he got that perceived success, he can spin the story backwards however he wants to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and but I also think Tate, I just think smart in the sense that, like, things that will get clipped up and blown up in today's social media age are the things that, like, will cause controversy. Yes. I feel like he's just a figure of controversy. Like, he will say the mad shit, regardless of if he really believes it or not. I think he will just say stuff that will basically grind people's gears and like just really trigger someone, because then they're going to start talking about it, and then that causes someone else to respond. And that's it. Like, he has managed to build almost the perfect, like, he doesn't care who his fans are, because the reality is anybody speaking about him is a win for him. Correct. And that's why I think, like, that whole social media scandal could potentially be planned by him, and then this, I don't know, because the rest is different. Like,
who cares? If you've previously been arrested, you've never been arrested before. If you've previously been arrested before, and if you've been arrested multiple times, you know how the legal system works. You have no problem getting arrested for something that you know that you didn't do.
Well, even you know, the people, there was all those stabbings on, like, Boxing Day and all that. Like, there's people that have been arrested, but then they're just released again on bail until further evidence.
Like right now, like, if the police knocked on my door to come here and look for drugs, it wouldn't bother me at all. There's no drugs in the house. Do you know what I mean? I'm not scared of that. Knock all you want, look wherever you want, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? But, so if I'm a rapper and I'm selling it like I'm a big drug dealer, I could easily get someone to phone in a tip about myself. If people do this on people do this on Twitch all the time. This is why people swat each other.
That's
for, like,
more dangerous though.
They can get, in America it is, because they can get shot. But, like, you could, like, people do that for bans. Like, I mean, but those Twitch streamers, they're telling you they're gamers. But what if they were telling you they were gangsters? Then it would look very different.
But, like, just to your point there about how, like, Andrew Tate actually got caught, I think he's smart. That, like, why would he have that pizza box, like, front and centre?
If he's not meant to be in Romania.
That video, like, that pizza box is front and centre of that camera shot, basically. And he didn't have to do a video response to Greta Thunberg. And like, they were Twitter bantering. Well, not really bantering, they were arguing. But, like, why did he have to do the video response? Like, and that just looks like... The cynic in me is just like, that looks like it was specifically placed there with the angle of the box straight at the camera. And now it's become this big, like, meme of, like, how he got caught, of, like, oh, it was just the pizza box confirming his position. Like, I don't know how he travels around, but, like, surely they'd have other ways of detecting whether... If you really want to find someone, surely you'd have other ways of detecting whether they're in the country or not. I don't know, but, like, if he's using his actual passport to get around... That should be one way of looking. I don't know if he drives everywhere, but even if you're driving everywhere, you have to buy tickets. And
he'll say it's a private jet.
Yeah, that could also be it. But then surely you'd have records of the flight. You'd know what his jet...
But then he would say, oh, I've got a guy and I pay him. It all builds into more of his image. He's built an image that most young men, partly me and you included, would like to be. Rich, successful, gets girls, confident, whatever. So once he's built that image and people are going to pay to go, how do I be like you? It really doesn't matter how many people in the fitness industry would pay for an online coach to look like whoever, Mike Thurston or whoever. And if Mike said to them, listen, I'll be honest with you, do a little bit of TRT here and there, I cycle on and off, blah, 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 blah. How many of them would say, no, that is wrong? And how many of them would go, oh, okay, and do it? Do you know what I mean? And it's the same thing. They want to be that. They are here and they want to be here. And they don't really care how they get to here. They just want to be here. Do you know what I mean?
So do you think it's dangerous that someone like Andrew Tate is in the position that he's in, influences people's lives?
No, because we're talking about Andrew Tate because it's on social media that he's been arrested, but there's various businessmen that we don't know their names who are fucking creeps. There's various Weinstein. We know about Harvey Weinstein. There's hundreds of Weinsteins. There's hundreds of people in positions of power that are weirdos and creeps and perverts and rapists and all the rest of it. We just don't know who they are, and we sit there and go, "Oh, I want to be that guy." We don't know anything about him. Do you know what I'm saying? For every Mason Greenwood that gets arrested and an audio tape gets leaked, there's 100 other guys that we don't know about. Do you know what I mean? We have conversation about Partey, we don't know, it's not definitive. We have conversation about Loic Remy, we don't know. Mendy, we don't know about any of this stuff. Do you know what I mean? So Andrew Tate is front and centre, but Andrew Tate's not the problem. He's a symptom. Do you know what I mean? The problem is people generally not being happy in their own lives. There shouldn't be another person. You might be people you look to for some form of inspiration here and there, but there shouldn't be there's no fitness guy that you follow and you like his shape enough to know that he's been a rapist. This isn't Tate, this is just an extreme example. Do you know what I mean? But to know that he's been a rapist of underage girls and go, well, his bicep curls are great.
No,
so,
to be
do you
honest,
know what I mean? You would happily cut that person off and go,
absolutely.
Okay,
like even Will Smith, like I used to watch a ton of his motivational videos and like I found him like quite a guy that I looked up to. Yeah. As soon as that incident happened where he slapped who did he slap again? Chris Rock at the Oscars, I was a bit like I just kind of tainted my view on him a little bit. Like now when I listen to some of his words and like the messages he's trying to send, I'm like, well, like I don't know, it just kind of tainted it, and and it's like the message doesn't hit as well because he doesn't. In my mind, after listening to all the content that I did about him, I painted him to be this like noble, sort of above average, just kind of like this guy that was just like someone who stands out above the rest, and like after seeing him hit someone, like I know it could be an accident or a mistake, and it's not as bad as like the charges that Tate's going under, but it still tainted my view on him. I don't think I've watched the Will Smith. I had his book. I haven't finished it now. Like I just like I know it sounds almost petty, but it did kind of just taint. Like I'm like, why am I reading this trying to get this message? For me, my first reaction was that's ridiculous. But it depends on the relationship you feel that you have with that person. Do you mean I don't know how my image of 50 Cent would be tarnished if I found out that his mum was never killed and he never got shot 9 times. That might change a lot of things for the way that I look at 50 Cent. Do you know what I mean? Because that's the relationship that I felt that I've built. I'm buying into an image, or I'm buying into a person that isn't real. We see this in this fitness industry a lot with photoshopping and all the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? You're buying into something that doesn't actually exist. And it goes to another conversation we previously had where people are willing to live in their lie. Do you know what I mean? People want to be happy. So if people are striving for something that isn't real, when people, like in the movie Inception, when they go into the machine, I've watched it. I know, I've had this chat with like loads of people, they've already cussed me about it. You're just added to the list. Just added to the list. I know, it's something I need to watch.
Okay. But let's use The Matrix. The Matrix?
Yeah, I've seen The Matrix.
The people in The Matrix know that they're going into the Matrix, but they're choosing to. They're choosing the pill that makes them go and live in the ignorance. Do you know what I mean? They want to. That we laugh about women a lot doing this with dates and certain guys or whatever, but they want to be lied to. They want this. I was going to say another movie, but you're not seeing that either. The Prestige. But you want to be like, do you know what I mean? You haven't seen The Prestige, have you? It's fine. It's fine.
I would have defended myself. I saw it.
It's okay. But like, there's a little monologue. It's about 2 magicians, and there's a little monologue that Michael Caine does at the beginning and the end of the movie. And he says every great magic trick has 3 parts, right? And I can't remember them all, and I'm going to butcher it and attack me in the comments. But he basically says there's the trick, and then there's the turn, and then there's the prestige. And but he says, while he's explaining it, he says, obviously there's Michael Caine way, it sounds cool. But he says, he basically says, you don't see the trick because you're not really looking. Do you know what I mean? You want to be, and then it's like alongside says fooled, but you want to be fooled. You want to be, I want to believe that 50 Cent is this, and they want to believe that Tate is this, and you want to believe that Will Smith is this. Do you mean? Realistically, Will Smith gets up miserable most days because that's just fucking life. But you want to believe that there's someone out there that gets up who's super positive and bubbly because you want to. If he lives it, it's possible for you to live it. And maybe the truth is it's not possible for you to live it, and we're all going to be dead. But you don't want to live in that world. You want to live in this world. Do you know what I mean? And Will Smith is not. Apart from Chris Rock, he's not dangerous to anyone.
Chris Rock might disagree.
But some of these guys are, again, this isn't necessarily Tate, but some people are really, really dangerous. But people will still buy into them because that's the life they want to live.
I think that. Sorry, when you mentioned that comment by the magician, it just reminded me of a trick. Like I was in Barcelona once, and like a magician came to our table. You know those guys that just like
the street magician guy.
Yeah, they do, but they want money, so they just start performing in front of you, and you have no real say of being like, nah, like fuck off. They just do it. So anyway, he did one trick that was like all about that kind of illusion where you're painting. it's just like, misdirection, where like basically he had like a black mark that he put on your like the inside of your palm, and then he said a bunch of shit and did a bunch of shit that made you just completely forget about your hand. But then he grabs your hand and turns it over, and he's obviously got like the black ink on his hand, and he's put it on the other side of your palm, and then he's basically told you to look down, and now you see the dot basically transform, but you didn't realise it when he was talking. So like the whole reason I was talking about that whole kind of misdirection is that it kind of
it's social media misdirection.
Yeah, it's
100%.
like people want the lifestyle that Tate's talking about. People want the Bugatti, they want, you know, the cigars and the party lifestyle and get all the girls and blah blah. But like he's misdirecting potentially how that money's come about. And if you knew the full facts, and we don't know if it is true that it's come from human trafficking and that's a part of how he's got his money, I think you would look differently on that. You wouldn't want to be where he is.
Well, that's the thing. You would hope that people would. But some people were saying they wouldn't. They don't care. He's funny and motivational.
And that's where it could be dangerous.
That's what I said at the beginning of this topic. That's where it's dangerous.
That is where it's dangerous, because that is nuts. That people just overlook that.
Imagine I said Harvey Weinstein's raped a bunch of women, but his movies are very good. What kind of rationale is that? That's crazy.
That's just mad.
But this happens all the time. It even happened with Marcus Rashford, where he was telling his motivational story, and some Conservative MP who was being a dick, he was telling his story about how there was no water in his house growing up. And I don't even remember this, but the Conservative MP tweeted him saying, in England, it's illegal to cut off houses' water. Your water was never cut off. That's not true. And people defend it. I can't stand the Conservatives, but people defended Marcus Rashford because they like him, they like the story he's telling, and they want his story to be true. Even though it can't be true because they can't cut off your water. It's illegal. But he never got pulled up on that. He never had to answer to that because people jumped to his defence to attack the woman. Do you know what I mean? And so lots of these conversations, lots of these things just get swept
under the rug. Forgotten about, because
you know there's a status quo where you want the person, you want this story to be true.
And that's but like how like with a crime that serious, how do you just like, you know, with like rape or something like that, he raped someone, but like it's just that's not.
Everyone's got a different level of value.
But the person who like acknowledges that it was just rape, like is that not? I don't know what the term would be, but psychopathic or I don't know.
Yeah, sociopathic for sure. Yeah, the complete lack of empathy.
Yeah. Just. Anyway, like it's just because I imagine that guy or girl, whoever it was, had a kid. Would they like it if their kid was the one that was trafficked or raped or?
This is why I would never want to be like. There's a level of being famous where I wouldn't want to be super, super famous because I don't want people, you know, stalking every single part of my life. Every single part of my life.
I think that's...
If I'm going to be famous, I want to be famous for being old and miserable and boring.
Yeah.
That's what I could be famous for.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't want to be famous for anything like... to be honest, I just don't know if I would enjoy being famous in general because just having, like, the level of intrusion on your life is just... ridiculous. Like you could never really have like an off day. Like imagine if you're like, I don't know, it's a birthday like do or like I don't know, you're just having a meal or whatever, but it's not been a great day for you, and then people are just rushing up to you like picture, and then you're like, not now, or you might snap and be like fuck off or something like. Then that gets painted. That might get.
You see Julian Alvarez's girlfriend?
No.
There's like loads of young fans, like 8, 9 years old, wanting the picture, and she is like telling them to fuck off.
Yeah, but like this is what I mean. Like, but then that's the story that will sell because the journalists are a lot of like a vast majority of them are scum. They look for any
journalists are scum.
They look for any little thing to like blow up into a story. They'll try and get pictures of you in a bad way. Or...
This one makes me laugh when people say things about clickbait and stuff. I'm like, this has been the newspapers forever
for years. But now it's actually you're able to do it on social media and everybody can get into it. Like you know how I know it's kind of slightly off topic, but you know how like football fan media, they've started getting into press conferences and journalists are really angry about it because they've obviously gone to uni, got degrees, and you've got people that are just because like what's his name? You know Flex when he used to be on.
Most journalists have not gone to journalist school. Journalist school used to be a thing.
Yeah.
In this country in particular. Top level journalists and politicians, most of them are grandfathered in. If you look at most top journalists, their granddad and their dad were also journalists.
Right, okay. So they kind of just...
So like, Boris Johnson was editor of the Evening Standard or editor of one of those newspapers. His daughter's only 20. She's already editor of a teen newspaper at her university, so she'll go into.
Fuck her. She got a lucky break, but she'll write about how she had a tough childhood.
That's not being the judge. Do you know what I mean?
But what I was trying to say is that like, people who they didn't come from your field.
Yeah, it's tradition. It's just traditional versus new school. That's all it is. Yeah. Because seeing Cecil from AFTV interviewing Arteta, I thought was sick.
Yeah.
Cecil's a great guy. He's very fair. He's not reactionary. He's not one of the bad AFTV guys.
It resonates.
This is mad.
But it resonates more with like the actual fans that enjoy the sport, because
100%.
like journalists are asking questions to get a story.
Yes.
Whereas the fans are asking questions because they're passionate about the team.
Yeah,
and they want
having someone that's pro the team could ask questions in a way that's going to help Arteta get out of a bad situation.
Yeah.
Whereas other journalists are going to ask questions to get him into a bad
exactly.
situation.
Like even with I don't want to turn it too much into football, but with Ten Hag and like the Ronaldo situation, they don't give a shit about the team currently. They're just asking Ronaldo. Yeah. And like
you guys could win 5-0 and it'll be about Ronaldo.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened in the World Cup with Portugal. Like when we won that game 6-1 or whatever, and then all the questions were about Ronaldo.
Against that terrible Switzerland team.
Yeah, exactly. That terrible Switzerland team. Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me, I've always had this, and a lot of the people that I know have always struggled to understand this about me. I've always wanted to be a businessman. That's been my dream. I had football trials. I boxed at a high level. I never had a dream of being a footballer.
You did boxing?
Yeah.
See,
I boxed
classical music, boxing. You don't tell me these things, bro.
Well, you don't fucking stick around. You can't just sit in the podcast and let's go for a drink. Nah, 300,000 calories.
Hot chocolate with I'm never like that. No, that's bullshit.
I'm gonna post the screenshot. You screenshot. You said I've got to get home. I've got to get 3,000 calories in.
No. I didn't quite. Yes, it weren't quite like that. I weren't quite like that.
I asked you to quite all the time.
He's taking that out of context. He's taking that out of context.
But anyway,
say what you want to say.
But anyway, I can't even fucking remember what I was saying now. But yeah, that's it. I got trials. I got scouted from playing football and had trials for QPR and Arsenal. So I went to the trials, and obviously I didn't get signed. Chase came to Arsenal trial as well. I was there, but like that was never my dream. Once I didn't get signed because I wanted to play for Arsenal. People are like, oh, would you look at a championship? No, I've never had the dream of being a professional footballer. That's not. I always had the dream of being a businessman, but it was partly the building things from scratch, the respect that you get from being somebody that builds things. Do you know what I mean? Like when you see if I go into even putting on the suit, I like to dress well. See if I went on Fresh and Fit, and you went on there for being from Instagram. We're both millionaires. And you went on there for being from Instagram, and I went on there as somebody that's built businesses from scratch. I guarantee you, they would look at you and look at me differently.
Yeah, probably.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's not that sort of I can finesse this guy out of money, or I can this guy's smart, driven, determined. He's not. Do you know what I mean? And that level of respect is what I've always wanted. I've always wanted that through business. So for me, I didn't want to just make money from selling drugs or make money from the streets or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I've always wanted to build things from scratch. That's been my dream. Do you know what I mean? And I if I'm ever famous, I would want to be famous for that, not famous for just like Instagram. Obviously, I do YouTube, I do little things here and there, but you know, that's really what I want to be known as. Do you know what I mean?
Like a Jordan Belfort, is that his name?
No. Jordan Belfort.
Yeah, isn't he the guy from Wall Street?
He's not a businessman. He's a fraudster. He went to prison for fraud. That's the opposite of what I'm saying.
But he was successful, wasn't it? And he was selling stocks and shares.
No, but it was fraud. He defrauded his investors. Did you not watch the movie?
I did watch the movie.
The whole point is he did fraud.
Yeah. With the pink slip, the pink stocks, was it? I don't honestly. Just the whole movie, like
you misunderstood the whole point of the movie. He's a bad guy who committed fraud. He defrauded his investors out of hundreds of millions of dollars.
But he can sell really well.
He's a great salesman, one of the best salesmen of all time. Yeah, but that's not. But then again, he wouldn't carry the same businessman.
Exactly. He's a fraud.
Yeah, I'd rather be like Lord Sugar. People are like, don't fuck with this guy. Do you know what I mean?
He's a Tottenham fan though.
Yeah, the Arsenal version.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Lord Sugar with trophies.
I'm sure if you dug deep enough, Lord Sugar would have done something dirty and.
Probably, but it would be covered.
Yeah.
It'd be covered in the point is the surface level brand that I would have of myself wouldn't be a Tate or
you'd basically want to be known for your achievements and doing it cleanly, like just being fucking good at what you do and earning that much money.
100%.
And you just want to be fair, ever since I've known you, you do have that, like, you just wanna I feel like you always want to just be successful, regardless of what you do. Like you want to live that kind of lifestyle in the like what's it called, like the penthouse suites and that kind of thing, and just have everything like really bougie in terms of like the electricity.
Reading Harry Potter, classical music playing.
Yeah. Or what's it called? The automatic lighting in the morning. You said your cookie.
I want everything.
Coffee.
I have a cookie machine as well. But I want everything in my apartment automated.
Yeah.
So as soon as I hit 7 o'clock, the radio turns on to LBC, the curtains open, the
floor starts heating up.
Underfloor heating, everything. Like 100%.
That's always the dream that you've told me about. That's like the end goal for you.
That's not even the end goal. That's the next step from where I am now.
Okay.
The end goal would be like a 5-bedroom detached house with a wife and 3 kids. But I need a thing that's like Arab, Latin, big booty, knows how to act right. You know what I'm saying? But apart from that, you know, that's not the end goal. But yeah, you know, if I have to settle on a luxury apartment and a Bugatti, then you know.
You have to get into like an exclusive. Go on.
What would you? I've got a couple of private members clubs that we can go to in London. I've invited you out again there.
I'm not a Mayfair boy. I've heard
the West End is a big place.
I've heard about all these drinks that they just top up with water. You know.
You know what I mean? But
I want to get my money as well when I go out.
What would you most want to be famous for? What level of fame for you is like the right level of fame?
To be honest, I don't think I would ever want to be like super famous to the point where it's like you've got like paparazzi like out your house or like just constantly bombarded and just I don't know. I feel like it would be a bit. I'd like the lifestyle that they have, but in terms of like the other things that come around it, like just no privacy and like.
It's why I like business because there's so many of these celebrity people that you see that are the front. Yeah. And then on the back end, you don't know who the fuck these people are. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll be one day walking out of some hotel in Dubai with a net worth 10 times the guy that's next to me, and they'll all be looking at that guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly how I want it. I've got 10 times as much money as this guy, and I have no idea who I am.
To be honest, I don't like in terms of what I'd want to be famous for. It would just have to be something that like it's just me. Like if I could make my coaching business get to a point. Where.
Like a James Smith.
Like a James Smith, then
would you want to be that level? Because James Smith is now.
He's quite a big.
He's quite big.
He's
like
quite big.
That's like close to household name. Like James Smith is at a level where if someone bumped him on the street and he pushed him on the floor, that could be a big story. To be honest, I don't think I would. I don't know, because it kind of. I'm going to contradict myself if I say I don't mind being his level. I think I wouldn't want to cap myself though, like because I'm quite. I think I have high aspirations, and I'd love to, if I get to the point where I can climb the ladder of success to get to that stage, I wouldn't want to stop myself. But then at the same time, just having, I just wouldn't want things to be like too. I understand why, Bear Grylls. Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm like amazed by anything he's done, and some of the stuff he has done has been staged.
Yeah.
Like he's talked about how in one of his documentaries he was talking up this big jump over this on a volcano, and he was saying, it's very like it's crackly, and if I not careful where I step, I could fall in. Someone actually had a picture of that rock, like when they've been there.
That's obvious.
And it was like loads of tourists and people were just walking over.
That's so obvious.
Yeah,
like, the BBC are not going to let Bear Grylls go and jump and accidentally fall into a volcano. That's not going to stand.
I know, but like. It kind of ties into the image we were talking about earlier, building up. But anyway, what I was going to say about Bear Grylls is that he bought an island off the side of like the coast of Wales, and he, whenever he like wants to chill, he just travels on his boat to there, and it's just literally just a small. It's not even a massive house on there. It's not like a mansion or anything, but it's just this private island where like nobody can go to disturb him. Like if I could get to a stage where I could be that rich, then I feel like I could tolerate having the famous lifestyle in sense that like I could escape it when I wanted to. But if I'm completely out of control, getting followed around on planes, constantly disturbed, I think it would hinder me in the sense that like I just wouldn't get the enjoyment out of life, that like everything that I'd built up for. It'd be great to have all the the money, the cars, have your fucking underfloor heating turn on when you wake up and all that, but then the other side of the coin would just be like I can't get from A to B without talking to 100 people. Or like I can't go shopping with my if I have kids later on in life, I can't go to the park with them without having people disturb my time with my kid. And I think that's where I wouldn't want to be famous. I feel like a lot of experiences are taken away just by being that well known.
For sure.
So
What's your message of the podcast as we wrap up?
My message of the podcast. I did the last one, so I was gonna let you do it this time.
I have to do it. I can do it.
If you've got one brewing, because
I ain't even got one brewing. I'll just make it up.
Okay, well you do that.
Alright, cool. My message is detachment. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and you're gonna set goals just off the back of what we said. Okay. And you're gonna set goals for yourself. You can take inspiration from people. You can take inspiration from businesses. You can. Do you know what I mean? Everybody's flawed. Everyone's got good, bad, whatever. But detach yourself from people. Detach yourself from things. And just have them goals be kind of internal to yourself. Does that make sense?
I was just, like, you just sparked off a thought in my head, like, basically ignoring the outside noise. Like,
100%.
Like, because I think there's a lot of things where you go through in life where, like, you have so much information available to you at the touch of a button on your phone, or like, just lots of voices from different eras, like, you know, parents, grandparents, like, they're all grown up in different eras. They're all going to be telling you, like, their opinions, what they think, blah, blah, blah. But, like you said about detaching, like, if you try and live off of other people's advice or what they want you to do, that's not living your life to what you want it to be.
It's living Steve Jobs' commencement speech from Stanford University.
No, is it very similar? Like,
it just says, you know, detach yourself from other people's dogma. Do you know what I mean? And dogma is living with the results of other people's thinking. Do you know what I mean? So even if you do take advice from a Tate or a Fresh and Fit or whatever, don't try to be them. Try to be you. You will have, if you try to be somebody else too much, you'll lose whatever individual source that you have. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can take inspiration, but never try and replicate. Never try and duplicate. Always be you. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I would say. Yeah,
that's what, like, people saying, like, your greatest gift is that you're, like, nobody can bring you. As if you're unique, but, like, 100%. Your personality, what you've experienced in life, nobody can bring that. They haven't had your exact experiences, and they're not you, so that's like the best thing you can bring to the table.
100%.
So yeah,
I'm gonna go pub and watch this game.
No, because there's two different games.
Say no more.
Yeah.
Peace, guys. Peace.